NBA DFS show with John Impemba and James Grande.
Is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Thursday 6-game main slate starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, running to the 10 p.m. Eastern hour. Again, inching closer and closer to the end of the NBA regular season, which is not the next upcoming Friday, but the Friday after that. Grande, teams are being that are competitive are playing their players. Those who are not, we always have to wonder if they're going to be ruling guys out or not. On this slate, we have Giannis at 12-1. We got a Luka at 11-9. LeBron up over $10,000. They're just keeping Banchero at that $9,900 spot. Ant, Curry, Grimes, Morant, and Hero are $9K and above. Couple of teams on back-to-backs. Washington is on a back-to-back here. Let's see. What else? Miami is on a back-to-back. Anything else there on a back-to-back for the Wednesday, the Thursday?
No. At least not second leg.
Right. So, again, we'll do our best with all the information. Again, lost or locked at 7, but we do have a 10 p.m. game. We have 7 to 7:30 slate, and then all season long, DraftKings has basically left the 10 p.m. game off except for now. So you have 2.5 hours to wait before Golden State LA comes through. Hopefully there's no major injury news to wait there. Luka is 11-9. Curry, 94, coming off a near record-setting performance. John Morant's 91. Tyler Hero, after Miami just upset Boston on Wednesday at 9K.
Yeah, it's an interesting top half of the point guard. Luka 11-9, he looks fine. The minutes look great. He's not making shots again. Peripheral stats have been fine. So if you want to get to Luka, you can. It's what it is. Curry is absolutely insane. He's an insane person. We must appreciate Stephen Curry while he's still playing basketball and just realize we'll never see anything like him again. It is thank you for all the great years, because it's special. And you can play him in tournaments always. Lakers have definitely taken a step in the opposite direction defensively after that great, month plus. They're not bad, but definitely not as good as they were. Ja has looked really good in the 2 games since Taylor Jenkins has been fired. 3 games, rather, since Taylor Jenkins got fired.
Is he going to be suspended for?
Now, that is obviously him and Buddy Hield, both in the slate. Both could be suspended, right? Yeah. They were pointing finger guns at each other.
One with a history of firearms,
One with a history. It's obviously, like you said, that is something. Now, Zach Edey has been playing a lot. If Morant's in there, Zach Edey's been playing a lot, and that's significant because the offense, the pick and roll, is directly helping Ja Morant in every action. The shot attempts are up. The efficiency's been up the last 2 games. The scoring's been up. So I like 9,100 for Ja. It's definitely fine.
I mean, when was he at his best, right? It was playing with Steven Adams.
Pick and roll, getting to the rim with a big at his hip, and it's just, it's curtains from anyone. No one can match his explosiveness at the rim. So
right. He'll dunk on anybody.
He will dunk on anyone and just elevate over everyone, right? Like, it's just nobody can, once he gets a step on anyone, he's just too explosive to even stop. And then Tyler Hero, we've kind of said it, like, Memphis has fallen off a cliff in terms of like defensive metrics, and they are, finding themselves in the play-in game suddenly, and they play really fast. Like, that's great for the Heat and their opponents. So if you want to play a Tyler Hero, it is a second leg of a back-to-back, obviously not the best thing in the world. But Miami's been better, dude. They beat Boston.
6 straight wins for Miami now.
Yep.
Hero 25, 6, 9, and 2 tonight against Boston.
Yeah, beat Boston as the in the 6th victory. So I can't say I hate playing Tyler Hero at 9K. We know Wiggins is out again. They're shorthanded. So I like most of the 9K range, 9K and up range. You know, I is it crazy? I rank Luka last. Not saying he's a bad play, but I feel like of that tier, I just feel better about getting to the
I
other.
mean, you're saving $2,500 from Curry as the second guy there, so it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Especially when there's, I mean, again, Giannis is going to be by himself against Philadelphia in this game, right? Like that's going to have 60 plus fantasy point potential there as well. We'll talk Reeves at shooting guard. He's been really good. Portland gets Toronto. Should be a matchup we could look to target here. Simons is questionable. Is Scoot out already? Scoot's already out, so we could have them sort of just running back that lineup that they had the other day. Delano Banton started. Shaedon Sharp was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good. Again, 33, 10, 3. The rebounding, 7 rebounds in 2 of the last 3 games there as well. So I can't really call the 10 rebounds a fluke. If everything is status quo with Portland, you're going to play Denny. You're going to play Shaedon Sharp. Banton is up to 4,300 now. Revenge game, though. He was on Toronto. Maybe you play a little Delano Banton there as well. And like you got to move along because Toronto is certainly a good matchup for Portland here.
Yeah. It would definitely be Shaedon Sharp. Now look, Toronto is potentially more shorthanded than they've been all year.
Yeah.
This is the game that they are fully tanking this game.
They got Roden back. They got everybody up.
Dude, they are winning. They're winning too much. They're winning too much. They realize, oh crap, we need to stop. How to stop this? Literally rule everyone out. Quickly out, Pirtle out, Dick out, Ingram out, Agbaji questionable, Scotty Barnes questionable, RJ Barrett questionable. It's going to be a really bad version of the Raptors that Portland could take advantage of. So Shaedon Sharp, like I'd be willing to play Sharp with or without Anthony Simons for the record, just because of how good Shaedon Sharp has been. I'd also be willing to play Simons if he plays as well, because Simons is discounted from Sharp. But if Simons plays through his forearm injury, he's $600 cheaper than Shaedon. So I would also play Anthony Simons at 65. Mm-hmm. If Jordan Poole plays, they had 9 available players, John, on the Wednesday slate. Wednesday, right? Say Wednesday?
Yeah, we're recording Wednesday. This is for the Thursday slate.
Well, I'm saying we're recording on Wednesday for Thursday.
Yeah, correct.
On Wednesday, the Wizards had 9 available players. And although Jordan Poole didn't close the game, what did he play for minutes? He played 25. Ooh, never mind. I take it back. Can't get there. But Bub Carrington played 41 minutes. Bub now has played 38 and 41 minutes in back-to-back games. He had 37 and 33 fantasy points in back-to-back games. So I know it's a tough spot, but that's a direction I'd look at.
Yeah. Working our way down here. Any other value plays at point guard that you'd be looking to play? Is Russell in or out? Russell's probable. Okay.
They are really shorthanded.
Yeah.
They ruled like everyone out. I mean, D'Lo played 31 minutes and was great the other day.
Yeah, I was thinking more like if he ended up being out. I mean, Keon's playing anyways. But if he was out, Keon would play like 40 minutes in this game.
They ruled Cam J out, Clowney, Zaire, Sharp, possibly Jalen Wilson questionable.
Yeah.
So they could be really shorthanded here. D'Lo is interesting. Keon's interesting in tournaments. AJ Johnson played 36 minutes, 19, 6, 2, and a steal. He's 5,100. Ryan Rollins started, made every shot he possibly could have taken. Was great. 3rd straight game where he's played a bunch of minutes, 31, 28, 34. He is just ultimately, again, like he's probably more well-rounded when he scores. I mean, definitely more well-rounded when he scores than Kevin Porter is. So no reason to think Rollins isn't getting all the run.
Yeah.
But Jamal Shed should play now.
Quickly's out, right? Like,
I know, but we've done this before because Quickly was out that one game when Shed randomly got benched and didn't play the fourth quarter. Like,
right, he played Lawson, right, instead of him.
He was like playing too well, you know. So that is obviously a concern. You would think, oh, they don't have another point guard on the roster. Like, they have to. No, not so fast. Like, they will play Garrett Temple. Don't you tempt them with a good time. If they need to lose, they will play Garrett Temple. So, like, in theory, I completely would be like, yeah, Jamal Shed makes perfect sense. He's a great play. But we've done this before. It's spooky time in the NBA.
Sure.
And obviously, Delano Banton's super elite.
Banton was off to like a slow start on that game too. I mean, he still didn't shoot great, 4 for 15, obviously there, but then he just started giving you all the other stats. So 7 rebounds, 5 assists, and 4 blocks in 28 minutes. So
yeah, he's a freak.
He is. All right, shooting guard. And Edwards is 9,800 against that Brooklyn team that will have nobody, as you mentioned. Quentin Grimes still $9,100. Had a down game against Miami. A lot of teams have said that, but 36 minutes against the Knicks, it went right back off at 43 fantasy points there. In that game, Doughton and someone else, they were both inactive.
Yep.
I guess we see if they're inactive again or not. Does that impact your Grimes shooting guard only? Like, does that impact your feeling on Grimes here?
I mean, it seems like that like little honeymoon phase has worn off
a little bit. I mean, he's still really good.
I'm not saying he hasn't been, but like, I would rather. I feel like there's a better, like, at the same position, Lonnie Walker is starting and playing 30 plus, like the same minutes as Grimes for $4,000 cheaper.
Yeah,
and probably like per dollar is the better play with better eligibility. I'm not saying Quentin Grimes is a bad play. You're not wrong about like potentially if those players don't sit, like they randomly had, I don't know if you saw this, Kyle Lowry played the other day. He got ruled out. He's not playing today, but he played, which is bizarro world.
They did say like he was getting ready to return for whatever reason. So.
Getting ready to return, which is just absurd. But I think, let's see, this is the last day of Bagley's contract. I'm trying to see like are they still going to have Philip Wheeler? Yeah, I guess he's still available too. I can't believe these players are still on the team. How are they? These contracts are going on forever. Yeah, I guess we'll see about Doughton and Hood-Schifino. If they're out, then I guess you can look at Grimes, but it's, it is what it is kind of thing for me.
Sure. Again, obviously Reeves has been really good. Some strong stretches here. Still difficult when LeBron and Luka are there to like count, I think, on him giving you those ceiling performances, but he's proven he can do it with those guys on the floor. So there is that. Wagner's probably going to be chalk, right? Gets Washington. People just like paying for this guy. They just like spending money on Franz Wagner, even though he very rarely pays off the price tag. Still not paying off. This is not paying off this price tag. 42 fantasy points. Not doing it. He paid it off here. He's done it once. Twice since February 10th. We're in April.
We are in April. That is correct.
2 times since February 10th has he gone over 50 fantasy points, which is basically close to what you need at $9,000.
No, it's definitely what you need. To win a tournament, you need him to get you 50.
Yeah, great cash gameplay, I guess.
We've said it every slate. Paolo is just so good right now. He just won player of the month and everything. Like, he had a bad game and got you 45 fantasy points. We are like hands and knees begging Franz to get us 45 fantasy points at this point.
Or like be $1,000 cheaper.
Right.
Because that's where we're at right now. So, but we're gonna go look like first ownership run tomorrow, and it's gonna be like 23%. Franz Wagner. We're
Shooting guard, small forward, third
Why?
highest rostered shooting guard of the day.
Yeah, because he's just where he's got dual eligibility, and small forward's gonna suck, so people will just play him, and it's not gonna pay, or maybe it will because it's Washington. Anything's possible. Kevin Garnett. All right, where else do we go here in the mid range?
I don't think there's anything else mid-rangey. I mean, you could play Kamara. The minutes kind of are going to be great as long as he can stay out of foul trouble, which he typically does. Not shying away from one game.
No.
Lonnie, I love Lonnie Walker. If he's starting at 4,700, that's just too cheap. I know he was kind of a dud the other day, but in a dud from didn't go off for 30 plus fantasy points, but this April is Lonnie Walker's middle name, dude. He is such a force to be reckoned with in April.
6x return there.
Dude, he still scraped 6x. Early foul trouble in that. You and I both played him. Early foul trouble, terrible start, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and he's a guy who can score in bunches. So
with everybody out, you got to think Martin probably gets some run.
Yep. Tyrese Martin should be in the rotation. He's been really good lately. Moses Moody, definitely interesting to see him at 36 minutes. And I don't think that's a coincidence. No Kuminga last game. Kuminga is listed as questionable in this game. Yeah. So if there's no Kuminga again, Moody's just going to play get all that extra run.
Sure. And Golden State, LA plays smaller at times, so
LA plays smaller, right? So love Moody.
Hell, Larson had 16 actual tonight.
Yeah, he's just been good, dude. He's just been good, and I think you said it, Miami's won a bunch of games in a row, and 3 of them have been with Pelle Larsson in their starting lineup. That's just
30 minutes, 3 straight games of 30 minutes. He had 16, 4, 4, and 1. So kind of basically what you've been getting here. So the minutes seem legit. Production's been good. Tough matchup against Boston. Came out of it without any issues there. So we mentioned Banton already. Do you go Jacoby Walter again?
Oh, yeah. Guy's been great, dude. He's been great. 4,200, still not enough. He continues to be very productive.
I was a little nervous because they had Rodin active, but that didn't obviously impact him at all. So,
yeah, I guess we'll see what they do now, right? Now that basically everybody's out.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go a lot of different directions. AJ Lawson's 3,400. Let's see. I don't even know what position. Rodin has power forward eligibility.
Yeah.
I know he's dealing with a hand injury, but he's off. I guess he's off their injury report. What did Derek Whitehead? What did Brooklyn do the other day with their minutes? I mean, they outright won that game. They played Derek Whitehead 15. I'm trying to figure out what they did. They gave Jalen Wilson 28 in the starting lineup. So I guess that's something. If Jalen Wilson does, they also gave Zaire 25, and he's not active.
Already out, yeah.
They played Timmy 20. They played Martin 20. They played Watford 24. They played 10 guys between 15 and 31 minutes.
Yeah.
Absolute
Claxton not on the injury report, so we know he's at least playing.
Claxton not on the injury report. Russell probable. That's a little scary. Brooklyn probable tags feel more like questionable tags to me at this point of the season, but I guess we'll monitor. But yeah, I guess we'll wait and see on the rest of this Brooklyn stuff because that could,
small forward LeBron's 10-1. Denny up to $8,600, well deserved. A guy that's actually paying off his price tag. Denny, not like Franz Wagner there.
Paying off is putting it very nicely. He is dominating. Yeah. He is demolishing.
Yep.
Guy
I would pay again. $8,600 would pay. Buckets, big game for him the other day, even with Steph having his game. But I know you're not really a big a fan of him, especially when Denny is $100 more there. So
one guy is playing 40 minutes and everything goes through him, and the other guy is I will do what you guys need. If Steph's scoring 50, I'll just be over here and I'll do. I'm not saying he had a bad game because he was really good, but
yeah, no, I hear you. Kuzma, 6,200.
fine. You know what? The one thing I'll say about Jimmy, I love the 38 minutes in the Memphis game. Probably get that again out of the Lakers against the Lakers. Like, if you think about like standings and what they need, and now they like Memphis is in a free fall. Golden State's in the 5th seed. John, Golden State enters Thursday 2 games behind the Lakers for the 5th seed.
Wow. It's a big game.
And if Denver, as we record, are losing at half, if Denver loses, they're 2 games behind Denver for 3. The Warriors are going to play Jimmy Butler and Steph 40 minutes if they have to. If they have to get him there, they're going to play him all the minutes. So that's the one thing I'll grant you on the Jimmy Butler front. He's going to play close to 40 minutes if they need him to.
I mentioned Kuzma in the mid-tier. Justin Edwards, $6,000, continues to play 30-plus minutes. Didn't do much at all in that game. But, the minutes were there at least.
I am not playing this guy at 6K. I've taken my stand, and it's beat me once, and I've beat the system twice. So, or 3.
You know what we have here, right?
Is it we have a revenge narrative?
No, we have Washington on the second leg of a back-to-back.
Yeah, but they might not have enough guys. And Rashawn Holmes got hurt tonight.
Okay. Because they played Justin Champagnie 30 minutes.
And they played Vucevic a bunch too, right?
22. And Anthony Gill played 31.
Anthony Gill was really good. He was really good off the bench.
KT Thor played 26.
The one thing I would state is that where I agree, if Rashawn Holmes doesn't play and they only have 8 guys, then Vucevic has to be one of the 8, right? Like, he has to be one of the 8.
I would think so, but I was just wondering what you think they do with Champagnie here, because whenever he gets extended,
yeah, true,
he's been really good.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good rebounder. If he scores to go along with the rebounds, then he has a ceiling.
Yeah,
but
there's a chance they start him and then don't play him in the second half. But I guess if they only have 8 guys, they can't do that, right?
So I think what it comes down to is 1, Sadiq Bey. We know that's coming. 2, Colby Jones.
Yep.
He was out with a leg contusion. They had Jalen Martin inactive, John. He only has 2 games left on his 2-way deal. So there's a lot to potentially monitor here for Washington, right? So we don't know who's going to be active. We'll table the Justin Champagnie discussion until we know who's actually playing for them.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it's going to be curious to see how it all kind of plays out there. Again, Lonnie Walker can play here. Moody can play here. Gary Trent. Minutes have been fine, but the shot's not there. Anything else you play here?
Jameson Battle. He'll be popular. Pete the Field loves this guy. I don't know why, but they love him. I don't think Maxwell Lewis. If like everyone is out for Brooklyn, just because they keep giving these players minutes.
Sure. Power forward, Giannis 12-1. Again, LeBron's 10-1, and then Paolo is $9,900.
So, I'm definitely good getting to Giannis. Giannis seems very mad, very upset with everything that's going on with his team. Can't say I blame him. Definitely a frustrating situation.
Is he wearing a Bucks jersey next year?
Yes.
Okay.
Second follow-up question. How many teams in the NBA would hang up the phone if the Bucks called about a Giannis trade?
Apparently the Bucks did on Luka, right? Wasn't that the swap?
Reportedly. How many?
How many teams don't take Giannis? Probably none.
4? If it's
I guess it depends what the ask is, right?
If it's just player for player, it's like Jokic, Wemby. Is that it? Luka?
That might be it. Boston probably doesn't trade Tatum.
But they think about it. Giannis is 30 years old. It's not like he's like anywhere near the end of his career. Like,
I mean, they probably would think about it because then you just play Giannis with JB instead. Like
you think about that. You have to think about that.
Trade Tatum, Porzingis,
or what if it's Brown Porzingis?
Yeah. Get Giannis and Tatum together.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
Like,
I agree. There probably aren't many teams that would be like, no, thank you to Giannis.
I feel like that. I would play him. I also would play. I think Paolo is the guy that probably is the highest owned of the bunch here. Paolo, Washington, how good he's been, and you save a boatload of money off Giannis. You might not need to. You might be able to just play them both by the time all the news comes out with who's in and who's out. But yeah, it's really hard not to love Paolo at this price. There's just nothing Washington can offer to guard him.
I would agree. Bam, Denny, Triple J, the next group.
Paolo might score 50 in this game. Yeah, Bam's fine. Denny, great. But Jimmy, I said my piece. I think he looks pretty good. Jaren Jackson suddenly rebounding in this new offense, but he fouled out last game. So we didn't really get to see full Jaren Jackson run. You can definitely play him under 8K. Julius Randle's looked pretty great these last 3 games. Surprise, surprise. They give Julius Randle all the minutes, and they win 3 in a row, and he looks great. Surprise, surprise.
Sure.
I'm okay with it. A little indifferent about the price, but Draymond coming off a triple-double, I think this spot means a lot to Draymond. You're going to see him. He might have a quadruple-double if you count points, rebounds, assists, and hugs to LeBron.
I was going to say, he's going to be all over LeBron in this game. So
definitely could get to some Draymond in tournaments if you want. He's super, super good.
Let's see.
Aldama looks great with this new. The deployment for Aldama is great.
No, the minutes have been good. Obviously, you can take the shot attempts. It helps if Triple J is going to fall out as well.
$1,000 cheaper than he was like when we were like actively playing him too.
Agreed. You know, you don't have to sell me on Aldama. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, that's true.
What's Hutcher Moore been up to? Got 30 minutes and kind of back to his old.
Lot of cardio, ton of cardio.
Yeah. Watford, a few of the lone healthy soldiers here.
Yeah, they're just not going to play him. That's my only.
They might have to though. No,
well, I don't know if you heard, but Drew Timmy exists in the world here, John. Double big against Minnesota. You don't think they're tempted? You don't think they're tempted to run Drew Timmy out there in the starting lineup?
Maybe. Mobo played 30.
Mobo's been good. Yeah, Mobo's been playing a lot of minutes. I don't hate it, and they're down like basically everybody. And if Scotty sits, they're literally down everybody.
You probably can't get to Rodin, but that one game we'll always have it. Right?
If he starts, you can get there, right? But that's like the only condition.
If he doesn't start, he could DNP. So.
If he doesn't start, he might. I think I saw Kyle Anderson cook the Celtics tonight. Yeah. Kyle Anderson had 19 actual points in 24 minutes against the Celtics tonight.
Yeah, Celtics didn't care apparently. They 6-game road trip. They went 6-0. They came home. They ate in their own bed, and they were just done.
They ate in their own bed. They just didn't even eat their own tables. They just
they
lounged.
They ate in bed, man. They vegged out. Yeah. Put the Netflix on, watch some Suits, and they were just ready to go.
I was always wondering where all the Suits stuff was coming from. It's you. You're a Suits fanatic.
I'm not a Suits fanatic.
You're a Suits fanatic.
It's a common binged show.
I actually binged that show probably 10 years ago.
Yeah. The show's been over forever. The fact that they're already on, they made a spin-off already. So
did they really? They have another
Suits? Suits 2, like California or something like that.
Holy cow!
It just started like this recently. I haven't seen a single episode of it. Yeah, I guess Kyle Anderson, sure. 24 minutes and 7 of 11. Didn't do anything else in that game. Davion
he usually does.
Davion did really well in that game, though. 34 minutes for Davion Mitchell. 13, 4, 7, and 3 steals.
We always knew going to Miami would be the perfect fit for Davion Mitchell, huh?
Yeah, something like that. You just get the most from Spoelstra, man. He just gets
Yeah, you do.
everything out of those players.
Yeah, you do.
All right. Center. A lot of these guys we kind of talked about. Get Gobert, Ware, Brolo. Isn't really a spend up option at center on this one. Pirtle's already out for this game.
Yeah, no, it's their nightmare, dude. They're missing almost everyone on their injury report. Everyone's either out or questionable. Gobert's been great. I know last game they were without Nasri because of suspension, but Rudy Gobert's been great regardless. The scoring has popped, obviously. They've talked about it too. They've talked about how Rudy needed to be more offensive minded, and he said it himself, and he's been great.
Yeah.
5 straight games of 15 or more actual points for Rudy Gobert.
Anything else?
Barolo's fine at 6K. Claxton's okay. Klingon played 30 minutes. If you want to play Donovan Klingon, that's fine. Adembona was doing literally nothing the other day.
Yeah.
For a half. And then Adembona almost doubled. And all this guy does is block shots and get steals. All he does. All game long, just blocks and steals. And he's a great rebounder. So, yeah, Gershon Yabusele is once again listed as questionable. I think this is a great spot for Bona. I would pay $5,200 in a heartbeat for him.
Okay. Wendell Carter, centers versus Washington, till I live and die.
Yeah, it's a great spot, and he's been great in this spot.
He's for a man who's done little this year, he has smashed. 13.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 24.5 minutes in 2 games. So, wasting no time.
Do you
38 fantasy points in that matchup last time?
And it's viable to play like him and Paolo if you wanted to. Like you can play them both.
20 minutes in that first meeting. Like,
yeah, I mean you could play. You can play them both.
They can't stop the center.
No. And that's with a good shot blocker. Like Alex Sarr is a good shot blocker. He's just not a good defender overall yet.
Can't play the position. You mentioned Edey getting minutes. I mean, with Ware
could have played against Boston, but he should. Yeah.
We did also call this that Boston stretches the floor too much for Edey to run around there.
Yeah, and like so does Golden State.
A little bit.
When Draymond's making shots, it's hard to keep Edey on the floor, right? Yeah. Because then they're playing 5 out, right?
But Draymond isn't Porzingis taking threes from the logo.
It's not a bad point. It's not a bad point. And Edey's going to benefit also from Jaren because they're like, if Jaren's playing the 5 and he's in foul trouble, like they're going short. I think they already ruled out like some of their wing players too. I think Vince Williams is already out too. So like that helps. They lost Brandon Clark. Like there's just a lot of more minutes to be had for Edey. And again, 3 games with the new coach. 2 of them he's played 26 or more minutes, and he has absolutely demolished opponents. So
yeah. And again, I think with Khalil Ware and Bam on the floor, like Edey will be on the floor. So
he should be.
They'll be there. So is it Orlando Robinson like go season then? Pirtle out?
Probably. We probably see some Cole Swider as like he's a power forward. He's their backup. He'll probably be like the backup big. So we see Swider as their backup center. We see Mobo possibly start at power forward as well. But yeah, I think Orlando Robinson looks really good, and Mobo plays backup 5. They won't play Boucher, but we'll probably also see some Swider. Whatever happens for Toronto in the front court is go. It's all systems go.
And then if Brooklyn gets blown out, it might be Timmy time.
It might be Timmy time because if they rule Jalen Wilson out, they already ruled their whole other front court out, and Milwaukee goes double big. If you play Drew Timmy against Brolo and you play Claxton against Giannis, I think that makes sense, like matchup wise. You could see Drew Timmy even start here.
I agree.
I'm just thankful that game's not like the 10 p.m. game that's 2.5 hours after all the other games.
Sure.
It is worth also mentioning Vucevic. If Rashawn Holmes doesn't play, all systems go on Tristan Vucevic.
Yeah.
Like if Rashawn Holmes can't go, it's just Vucevic is going to play all the minutes.
Mm-hmm.
What did he play? You said he played 22 was the official number, and I think he was super productive in that. Dude, he had 17, 8, 3, and 1 in 22 minutes.
Seems decent. He's a good player. We know that.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like that's absurd.
Anything else?
I don't think so.
Anthony Gill, 3K.
Yeah, I mean, if Anthony Gill's gonna get 31 minutes off the bench,
back to back, I don't know. Anything's possible. All right, where do we want to start this? Giannis?
I like Paolo more, but
you like Paolo more? Could he play them both? So Giannis at the 5 and like Paolo at the power forward?
Probably.
$4,600 to play. Gets us what?
Probably.
Lonnie at 47. We definitely have some cheaps down here somewhere.
Dude, Toronto. Toronto ruled out Pirtle.
Yeah, but they ruled them all out, but they're not like free.
Mobo, Walter, Battle.
Yeah, but those guys are all over 4K though. But I'm good.
Yeah, but we have 4,600. We can afford.
That's fair. Small forward, Walter. I like Mobo better than Battle. Do you agree or disagree?
I like Mobo. I like way more. Way.
All right. Point guard, util. 5K.
Pelle Larson, 44.
Yeah, I won't argue with that. Your dude's been cooking. It's a guard spot. All right, point guard, util, 53.
Bub Carrington. He's been super good back-to-back games. 55.
Okay. 52 util. Watford, Bona.
Wendell Carter.
Yeah. No, 100%.
We have no late exposure, but honestly, sometimes it kind of is what it is, right? Like you don't always need the late exposure.
We're gonna be doing a live show at 5:00, so something could change. And we have, we have no Denny Avdia in this lineup, so feels like that could be a mistake. Feels like it could be.
Well, we just don't have money. We went Paolo Giannis. We have no money. Those two players go for 90.
Right.
And
do you trust Denny or Giannis here? Because we can do this.
I mean, I'm good with It's a hard question. I think they both look great. They both look elite. Yeah, I mean,
Shaden there.
Yeah, Shaden would be great, especially if Simon sat.
All right, so just a couple of quick changes if you wanted to get there. Denny's coming up 70 fantasy points, so like
70 is a good number.
70 is a good number. Carrington, Lonnie, Walter, Banchero, Carter, Larson, Avdia, Sharp, or you can go back and do the Giannis and whoever it was that we took out of that lineup. Make it all work for you guys. We'll be back live again, 5 p.m. Eastern time, so we'll see you then, everybody. Get us in the chat. Let us know who you guys are looking to play tonight. We'll talk to you later.